Hello. Today I am working on this painting just for fun, and I thought I would record myself. Not exactly sure what I'm gonna say while I'm painting, so this is my first video. I'm doing like a flesh color now on the legs, and then I thought I would do the shading. I thought I'd put this like base coat down first. I love old movies like this, like the Creature from the Black Lagoon and the old Godzilla films are awesome. I used to watch them with my son all the time. He really liked them too. I'm sure he still does, but now he's grown, so we don't really watch things together anymore. But yeah, I thought I would just kind of record myself and think about things to talk about. I have been going through a lot lately. I have been trying to do more self-care, and painting for me is that. It definitely makes me feel more like myself when I paint. I kind of get in the zone of painting, and I think that's really important. Gosh, it's weird not being able to move the canvas around to make it easier to do, so bear with me here. But I saw this poster, and I recently went through a separation, and we had the whole media room all set up with Star Wars because that's what my ex really liked. And so I was trying to think of ways that I could decorate. And I thought, oh my gosh, because it's where our TV and everything is. So I thought, I'm going to do some of these old posters that I really like. And since I'm a painter, I thought instead of buying them, I'm going to paint them. So here is my first one. And we'll see what more I do from here. But really, I'm just doing this for myself. I know that painting sometimes can make me feel so much better about life. Even if it doesn't turn out the way I hoped, it always helps me feel better. So I definitely recommend it, especially if you're going through, some big changes in your life like I have been. I know painting kind of brings me back to myself, and definitely makes me feel more human. It kind of makes it so I don't get stuck in those never-ending loops of thought that we sometimes do to ourselves. So, like I said, right now I'm just kind of putting a base down of this color, and then I'm going to go in and shade it some more. I don't know how long I'll record for, but kind of depends. I'll probably record until I get to a spot where I have to let it dry or something. This is acrylic paint that I'm using. which I'm not happy with that. But the cool thing is because the background's black, I can always come through and redo it with black where I want it to be really dark. So it's not super important that I do a perfect job on this, because I can come back and darken up the dark spots and kind of make it more black. And this is for me, so really I just wanted to have a little craft to do today. Because I know for me it really helps to have something like this. Otherwise I just kind of sit there and ruminate on life and what I should be doing or whatever. And this just helps me relax a little bit and not stress so much about things I can't control. I really think that it helps my mental health a lot to craft and paint and, whatever it might be. I have a lot of little hobbies like this because they make me happy. Okay, so there's my base coat, pretty much done. And now I'm gonna start shading it a little bit so it looks a little more round. I actually think that I'm gonna do a little blue in it for the color. That may sound weird, but I've got this blue on the other side here, and I kind of want, to maybe bring that in a little bit more. So I'm just gonna do the shadows to kind of make the leg look more round. Have a whole lot of blue on this. I just put a tiny bit on, so it's kind of hard to get it to show up. I also mixed it a little bit with the flesh color because I want it to not be blue. I want it to be more like a shadow. And you're going to want to do this on both sides. Even though this side has more light, it's still going to have shadow to make it look a little rounder. So sometimes, especially with skin, you're actually going to want to put some colors in there you don't even realize are in your skin necessarily. But they really add like another dimension to the skin color and make it look more real. And with the dark background too, I think that the blue kind of helps to make it look more realistic. Because it's going to be shadowed. Now I'm actually going to get a little more flesh color. And then I think that I'm gonna go with maybe a burnt umber type of a color a little bit. I have this, let me see here what I've got. Oh, that was way more than I wanted. I don't know if you can even see that. But that's okay. So I am mixing the colors here on my little palette I'm using. And just kind of adding some more dimension to the legs here. And again, I'm dry brushing because I think it gives me a little more control on the legs. And I'm not too concerned with staying in the lines because, like I said, I can go over it again with black. So really I'm just trying to add some more color to the legs here to give them a little more depth. See, and I went out of lines there. So I'm gonna have to mix just a little more. This is still mostly the skin color with just a little bit of like a burnt sienna type of a color. I actually think it's called Adobe in this particular acrylic brand, but it's basically like a red or I don't know, a brown, I guess. But see, by putting it on both sides, you kind of give it a little more roundness to the leg. I'm actually going to just do some pink over it, kind of lighten it up a little bit, or flesh color, I guess. Peach, I think is what this is called. Just kind of smoothing it out. The cool thing about acrylics, it's a little different than watercolor, which is something I also really like to use, is that if you're not happy with it, you can go over it again with when you're working with watercolor, you really have to think about every little thing you're putting on there because it's harder to cover it up when you're done. That's why acrylic is sometimes easier to learn. But see, I'm just kind of shaping the foot area. And you can kind of see that that kind of shapes the legs a little bit more. And it's, you know, pretty quick process. Now I'm gonna get a littler brush. Actually, I think I'm gonna stop now and let it dry so that I can have this as the base. And then I'll do some more detail work on like the toes and stuff. So let me know if you like this and maybe I'll keep doing it as a video. But for now, I'm gonna wait and let it dry and sit. Thanks for joining me.